Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown, Tracey Brown. Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown. Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
My favorite symbol is the tree of everything. I don't think. Hi YouTube, how are you today? And thank you for coming aboard. We are going to talk about the horoscopes that I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I usually don't post my horoscopes on this social media, but I'm going to start posting them. So I want you to know the theme, right? They're not just horoscopes. I wish I could just give you horoscopes and tell you what idiot boyfriend that you've been waiting for is going to come back. I wish I could be that person for you. No, I don't. I don't wish that for you, which means I want you to stop wishing for the idiot boyfriend to come back. Okay? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right? Hi, Ghetto Cooking Show. But for you to wait for the idiot to come back is terrible. I was watching a catfish last night about a boy. He's a man now, but it was about a boy. At 16 years old, he was catfished. And he fell in love with the catfisher. And then 2 years of his life, the communication just stopped. But he never forgot this woman. And 16 years old, that's where we do that puppy love. And we will kill our parents over some love at 16, right? And he had already had a girlfriend of 8 years and 3 kids. And so the girlfriend wrote catfish because she's like, I know something is wrong. And I want us to be able to move on with our lives. Like, I love him enough to bring her back into the picture. She had 3 kids. Let me tell you something. That's what she did is exactly this full moon in Aquarius, right? It was a rebellious nature on her part. I'm done. We're going to find this bitch. You going to fall in love with her, then you going to fall in love with her. But I'm not spending another 8 years like this, right? Honey child, let me tell you, child, I was shocked when it turned out the person that was catfishing him was my age. It was somebody's mother. She had stolen her daughter's name and used it to catfish men. But turns out this one was a little boy. And the shock of it all, like, I was shocked. And not much can shock me. I was like, catfish, this is like crazy, right? Like, this is the most craziest story I've ever seen on catfish. But it brings up things that are going on in our lives for me, right? That changes are occurring inside of you. And yet we're so comfortable, hear me out, we're so comfortable with the ugly that's been birthed into us, trained into us, carried into our adult life, that you've actually had a miserable existence for years. For some of us, we like to call it the Negro solstice that happened in December, but it was a palpable situation worldly, right? Everything changed in December, even if you didn't know it. Some people that are more advanced feel it. Some people that are more advanced are like, do you feel the change? And it's like, yeah, I do, but I don't know what to do with it. And I'm with you on that. I know things are changing. I don't know what to do with it. And yet it's a rebellious nature against the norm. This is the new world. But the structural system that people try to keep it the same still exists because powerful people can't give it up. And yet you've changed. So if you've changed, but the banking system hasn't changed, who wins? Because enough of you that change, the banking system can't stay the same. If you change, but your partner hasn't changed, who wins? Because the change has already occurred in you. You begin to look at your partner like, and you begin to act accordingly. Even if you can't see that you're headed for a breakup, a divorce, a separation. The change has already occurred. What you do with the change in the present moment is the most important thing that you will get out of what's happening right now, which brings us back to the full moon in Aquarius. Now, for the most part, I like to do candles in the full moon, the new moon. There's 2 moons back to back. I think this is the full moon in Aquarius, and then there is a new moon in Aquarius. These Aquarius moons will change the rest of your lives, but may not show up until when? December again. December is going to be critical because it's a critical date that I don't think anyone has picked up on but me. December has, and it'll be after this date, which will be 12/21/2021. So the way I see it, we have a few months of prep work. The way I see it, we need to start addressing things. This isn't about fighting and arguing, although these things are going to come up. It is more about cleaning house. I'm literally cleaning house, and it has become literally, and just thinking about it is exhausting. It's exhausting. I didn't realize my attachments to so many things, and just having to throw it out is killing me. But I need to throw it out for the future. I have no idea what the future looks like. I just know I need to do something today and rebel against an old system that said have an emotional attachment to this, when I haven't even seen it in 6 years. So, I'm going to be doing the horoscopes tomorrow based upon the full moon and the new moon in Aquarius. All right, it will be August horoscope. I want you guys to prepare. I'm only doing this video so you guys can understand you're in a whole shift. and then I'll do the individual signs. Okay? And no, I will not be telling you when he will be coming back. There are other horoscope people that love doing those type of readings. Go to them. Before I begin this, I want you to remember, everyone, that I'm a Black creator. I'd love to have your support. I think I have enough people. I really do. And those that find me, then I'm glad about that. But I'm still a Black supporter, creator. I need your support. So for YouTube, look at the wiggly lines going across the screen if you want your own personal reading, because there's going to be a lot of changes. Go to TraceyBrownLive.com, and there you will find an email address or a text number to get your own personal reading. Most times it's same day. For IG, just DM me. Just DM me. I clear all of my DMs. Okay? So, that's a good point, Arthur. Every sign is going to be affected. Every single sign. This is a global thing. This is a universal thing. The signs that need more work in understanding how change is mandated are the fixed signs. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and of course, Aquarius. Full moon in Aquarius, the portal opens. There's a portal. Something has to change. I was talking to one of my group meets, and Aquarius, they like to call it the water bearer, right? And those wavelengths, those wiggly lines to me are called wavelengths. So those of you that are having problems with your phone, having problems with me, it's my TV, having problems with your computer, it's because a portal opened. And the way communication is going to happen is through your electronic systems. Listen to your electronic systems. You know, I had a problem with someone, right? And my phone kept pinging on this person. And I was like, oh my God. Like it kept like glitching, but it kept glitching on this person. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening to my phone? I was having a human experience instead of an extraterrestrial experience. And I was like, phone, stop messing up. When I realized my phone was talking to me. And my phone was trying to say, you're going to have a problem with this person. And true to form, boom, the situation came up. And that's what your electronic systems are going to start doing. So it's going to be really important to listen. Listen to your car. Listen to your radios. Listen to what accidentally flows in on your TV. You think you're watching one thing and something completely shows up on your YouTube feed. And I'm like, what? Why am I looking at this? Okay? It doesn't have to make sense. Just know that it is a part of the new essence that's coming through. So I'm getting back to the candle magic. I don't believe there's a need to do candle magic for the next 2 moons. If you want to, go for it. I always do candle magic. But you don't have to. This is more about writing what you need into existence, and because it's the wavelengths, I would take my phone and I would speak and record the things that I want in my life into existence. Or I would do both. The magic is in your words. And nothing has proven more that words are powerful, that we are in the full moon of Aquarius, because this is where rebellion occurs, than Britney Spears. If you don't see the example in your life See the example that she's providing to you, because it's palpable. And what she is going through is about you. It's about enslavement, past or present. Hear me out. It's about African Americans in America. It's about the Nazis and the Jews. It's about all kinds of inhibitions at your job. The voice that she is using is your voice. Her style, your situation. So don't look at her like, child, glad I ain't her. It's you. It's you. Identify. It's you. It's all of us. Full moon in Aquarius, the portal opens. Time to take things apart. Time to look at things. Time to dismantle your closet. We've talked about this before. Fashion is going to be dead in a minute. We're all going to be wearing one color. Grayish black. Watch. The fashion industry, dead in the water. Time to take things apart. Take your closet apart. Throw away those shoes that you will never wear, because the world changed on you. Those social media accounts might look cute with those cute little dresses. You ain't gonna have nowhere to wear them, because things changed on you. No more surface level. I'm fine. How you doing today, Tracy? I'm good. No. How you doing today, Tracy? Not good today. Whew. I slept 3 times yesterday. I don't know what's happening to me. I just feel like something's changed inside of me, and all I could do is sleep. Maybe because I don't want to face it, but just not doing good today. No more surface level. Dismantle what is going on in your homes. Dismantle what is happening with your relationships with your children. Dismantle your personal relationships. Half of you are with people you don't even like. Have no fear of being alone, because what you're missing out on is happiness. Check your integrity and the integrity of others, and check who aligns with your integrity, because everyone can't. That means you're going to have to start looking at your relationships, and back there again, and your close friends, because people will tell on themselves. And remember, we're in an air sign. So what does an air sign do? Think, communicate, right? Start listening to your friends. Start figuring out who is well supportive of you and who isn't. Get to the truth. Many people live lies. No more accepting that into your life. And if you can't get to the truth, just walk away. Reality is the most important thing that we are going to be made to face in this period that we're in right now. Reality. which I think is ironic because reality TV is dying. But your reality needs to be dealt with. See the irony in that? What's happening right now could go on for the next 2 years because cleaning house, rebellion, asking for change, not getting it, asking again, Britney Spears, not getting it, asking it again. It takes time. Change is not overnight. Some of you have just woken up to Britney's change. She has been fighting for the last couple of years to be heard. She had already spoken to that judge, I believe, back in November. And it wasn't until she tried again and spoke with the public listening. She had to change the system. Then she was heard. Who's in a hamster wheel right now? Somebody is. Things that were built, you're going to start to look at it, and there's going to be a need to look at what was built and to begin dismantling it. And my best example is going to be the New York City public school system. It's an awful system. It's an awful system. I grew up with the New York City public school system. It's an awful system. And it has gotten worse over the years. Any school system that thinks it's okay to put cops in place of counselors is an awful school system. Any school system that thinks it's okay in the middle of a pandemic to bring kids back to school and then say they must wear a mask is an awful school system. What are you afraid of, New York City? Losing money? You're already losing money. You're not going to make money off these pandemic kids. Keep your kids home. The change hasn't occurred already. And it is your job to change the public school system in New York City. It needs to die. New York City is more worried about the cooks that feed your children. New York City is more worried about the bus drivers that drive your kids to school. New York City is more worried about teachers that they don't pay. If I have to hear one more teacher tell me how much money they spend for their classrooms because they don't get reimbursed by the school system, that's an awful school system. And New York City has a lot of money. So what's happening? It's time to rebel, and it's time to step into your integrity. If New York City can't do it, you, the parents, should do it. That's just an example. Because if it's not handled, right, and all the kids go back to school, right, because like puppets, remember how I started this out? You were born into a system, you react to a system. When you became an adult, you stayed within a system. If you stay within this system, the tower has to come. You can change the system. You have to want to. You have to fight. We are in the middle of a pandemic with the Delta variant and some other Peruvian variant coming through. And it hasn't really hurt the kids to any grand magnitude. If you continue to not listen to the universe is talking to us, then the tower falls. And that means the very kids that the COVID never wanted to touch will begin to wreak havoc. Dismantling your personal life, dismantling corporations, dismantling the system of any kind. This is what this Aquarius energy, full moon, new moon will provide. Which, by the way, is in full alignment with Uranus and Taurus. Because Uranus and Taurus has been dismantling industries. The breakdown of any system means dismantling it until you figure out what went wrong. Get to the core of the problem. And that could be in anything. That could be in fashion. That could be in space. That could be your home. Could be as simple as your home, as big as banks. Also, in dismantling, particularly relationships, it's time to look at, are we solo or are we together? Are we solo or are we together? Are we solo as a culture, right? I see a lot of Black folks on social media that when something happens, they throw their hands up. And I'm like, ooh, child. You either stick together or you're not with us. That's one part of it. The other part of it, even more smaller, is looking at your personal relationships. Are we, as a totality, going to stick together, or am I alone? These are the things that you're going to be forced to look at in the next 6 months. Learn to enjoy what you're doing. We talk a lot about this with my clients, because they're so miserable, and I get it. I get that you're miserable today, but I also want you to change what you're doing in terms of how you feed the ugly, right? Which means we are going to have to learn to like our jobs that pay our bills. We are. It doesn't mean you get to stay there forever. It just means if you don't change your attitude about today, you can't see the future. It's too convoluted. So you're a mechanic. You know, you get up, you shower, you get in your car, take the local commuter, bus, train, you go to work with people you don't like, you're miserable. Got it. You're miserable, right? You come home, you pick up the kids, you take them to some fast food place to eat, the kids are getting fat, you're getting fat. Got it. And you don't understand why you're miserable? You're supposed to be miserable. If you don't just stop everything that you're doing. Have a meditation with thyself in the morning. Just lay there and just meditate and just speak to God, the universe, and just say, today I want to operate better, today. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen that day, right? Because people around you haven't changed. But if you do it every day, people around you will begin to say, you're looking different. And you're like, thank you. Don't say, oh, I don't look different. I don't look pretty every day. Don't. Because when you begin to change, people begin to treat you differently. I promise you. I've seen it in myself. When you begin to change, people will just look at you and they will begin to part the sea right in a supermarket. They understand that you operate from a position of power and you exhume it. and you didn't have to speak a word, but you can see people just parting and acknowledging you. Children, oh my God, the children are like, oh, she's here. And I'm like, but you need to change. You can teach your children. The system that you were raised in was effed up. Change the system. Teach them to change the system. All right. Healing the way we treat ourselves, mandatory. Nobody else matters but you. You heal yourself, then you look at your children. It is about having a woke nation. We've actually been structurally changing since 2018. And then the lockdown happened, and then people, for the first time, saw their lives differently. And it was beautiful to watch you all, because I had already been in lockdown for 4 years. I've been working from my home for 4 years. And so when y'all wound up in lockdown, I was like, welcome to my world. But I really love how you all really changed. You began to value your children. You weren't exhausted anymore. You would wear pajama bottoms to zoom up top. Like, it was just so beautiful to watch the change. And then I watched most of you say, I don't want to go back to work. No, working from home works for me. And I love that. That began in 2018, whether you recognize it or not. In 2018, you were all walking around like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go to work. I can't be a nurse. I can't be a telemarketer. I can't be a banker. I can't deal with these people every day. I just can't. And when 2020 came and that lockdown happened, as afraid as people were, you gradually grew into liking the lockdown. Except for the Karens. The Karens, oh, Karens, you are so entertaining. Other than that, everyone else was enjoying the lockdown, and it was beautiful. Because it was the first time you can acknowledge, I didn't like my life before. This is a new world. Your subconscious patterns have shifted. This new moon will begin on July 23rd at 10:37 p.m. I believe that's Eastern. So for everyone else in other countries, it'll be on July 24th. This new moon is about rebellion, agitation, feeling about your future, but don't worry about the future. Worry about today. Where are you going? What do you want? Is it closer? Are you any closer to what you actually want? But state your case. What do you want? And do not be ashamed to write, I want to be queen. Do not be ashamed to write that. You don't know what the universe could provide for you. Oh my God, Casey, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'll text you. I can't believe you're going through anything like this. I am so sorry. Ooh. This is a time of excitability in the midst of the pandemic. You are finally ready. For what? I don't know. It's not my job. I have no idea. I just know that you're ready. You're ready to fight. You're ready to change. You're ready to reorganize. I can't take it anymore. You're welcome, Casey. I'm so sorry. I can't take it anymore. You're ready for the very thing that you can't take anymore. So just deal with the thing that you can't take anymore. Deal with that. And be happy as you deal with it. Because it also could get very ugly. You ever try getting a divorce? It's so amicable. Is it really? Oh yeah, it's amicable. Okay. And then you find out the other partner is sneaking behind your back. There's a rebellion, and even with Mars in Leo, I think even Venus is in Leo, and this is opposite Aquarius, but actually they're very identical, even though they're polar opposites. You know, it's about strength, strengthening yourself. It's still all about rebellion. I think Mars is in Leo. All about rebellion. All about, I don't want to do that anymore. All about Britney Spears. No, you can't tell me I can't drive anymore, you weirdos. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? How Britney's whole experience is representation of our own personal lives. You cannot tell me I cannot be the driver behind the wheel of my life. And you can't call me crazy because I want to do what I want to do. How many of you have partners that say to you, you're crazy? So you think you're not Britney Spears, people? Just saying. This is a time of saying, this is how I will love my life. Stay present and plan for the future. The future is not seen. That much I can tell you. Even in my psychic world, I can't see the future. I can only see right now today, and right now today, they're telling me to throw shit out. So that's what I'm going to do. Right now, today, they're like, if you have to go to sleep, do it. I think sometimes they've been putting me down. They're like, go to sleep. I'm out. I think they know I got work to do. So I think they're like, girl, just rest. We need you for some other things. Just rest. That's what I think. I think, if I look at my future, I think my future is trying to say to me, we're going to put you nice and sleepy every day. Do what you can. Don't do too much. There's a lot of work to be done, and you're going to be doing a lot. And I think the way I see it, if I were to go by this reading that I'm telling you today for even myself, I think February is going to be a critical change. Critical. Woke Nation. Did you hear me say that? I was going to use that phrase. This is Woke Nation. Yes. Let me put that up here. Woke Nation. Yes. No, I'm not going to do readings on the September school system. I've already done readings on all of that stuff. Now it's just a wait and see. It doesn't make any difference. We're so close. Most kids in LA need to start August 11th. I think the school system's going to be very stubborn because I think everybody is lying. The most important thing is to get kids back to school. The most important thing is that your children live through the pandemic. That is the most important thing, not your child's education. That is the most important thing. Education can be caught up. The most important thing is that kids get back to school. These experts are lying. They're lying, but I don't have a kid in the game. I don't have a kid in the game. I can only see it through Ezra. And that's a decision that mother has to handle. That's not for me. I don't have a child in the game. You do. So, how much do you love your kids? I'm challenging you because it says a lot. Oh, my kids get on my nerves. Oh, don't even have boys. Oh my God, the boys. I had one boy and it was a lot. I can't even imagine 2 boys, 3 boys, 4 boys. I get it, but it's going to come down to love. Sorry, guys. I hope you don't think I'm judging. It's a fact. It's a pandemic. All right. I've got this new deck. It's called Wisdom of Oracle. Somebody sent it to me. Whoever sent it to me, please tell me. It didn't. I think it came through Amazon. So I don't think it. Somebody sent this to me. Let's see what it has to say about the Aquarius energy. Go from the center. What do you all think that means? What do you all think TikTok means? Oh my God. This is so apropos for what I'm trying to tell you. I just hope I explained it well enough. I don't have the gift of full knowledge, so I just hope you guys trust spiritual knowledge. What do you think TikTok means? Anybody? It does mean time, but TikTok. What's TikTok? It means time, but what's TikTok? Think about it. What do you guys think TikTok means? New generation, time is up. There you go, Cassie. TikTok. Time is up. That was the key word. We better get it together or else. Thank you, Built for Tough. Yes, the end of time. Yes. Yes. Come on, YouTube. IG is pulling it out the hat. Time's up, am I? Yes. All right. Let's see the metaphysical meaning, because these people like to put it in such a nice way, which, it's fine with me. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans create time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening right now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire. How perfect is that? Oh, child. So release your agendas. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. Relationship message: love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season. It's divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time to love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. But if someone doesn't have that time, tick tock, tick tock. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. That's relationship when someone gives of their time, right? Isn't that wonderful to know love is always right on time? Love is. But if you're not getting it, tick tock, tick tock. Prosperity message. Your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in human-made time and the eternal efforts of your important manifestations partner, spirit, in a divine measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing, especially those that have made decisions to change, especially those that are building their own business, especially those that are beginning to look at their jobs where they're at right now and are starting to understand this is not lifelong anymore. I know nurses that are giving up their jobs. I know nurses that are like, not going back to that. Stay positive. Remember I said you gotta go to work with a measure of happiness and peace. Because if you don't, you get all this confusion and you can never see your future because this is what your future looks like to you. But if you change how you operate, if you change how you treat your children, meaning they are not annoying, meaning they are the funniest little beings ever, meaning that those little beings can change your life, but you want to hand them off to a school system, meaning you're not appreciating your children, meaning you don't want God to change this for you then. If you act annoyed with your children in the middle of a pandemic, then God will just assume you don't want them. They're amazing creatures that have always come along to change your life. It is not meant for you to infuse a timeless event that's been going on for years, like church teachings, and put that in them. They don't want it in them. So if you find that they're a problem, it's not them, it's you. See the happy, the love, and the beauty in your children. And if your children staying home doesn't mesh with your job that you don't even like, time to make some changes. Might it bring a whole world of chaos? Yeah. But how beautiful will that chaos be? My sister had a birthday yesterday, and I was talking to my son, and everybody's in different places, and I was like, hey, Pop, I really miss when we were all together. And I miss when my sister and my grandson would get together, and they would, oh my God, Ezra, oh my God, Tony. And by the end of the day, they were hating each other. We had to separate them. Or how Ezra always wanted to educate Tony, and he was 4. And we would be like, you're 4. And he's like, but Dory, she needs to know, Dory. And it's like, you're 4. All right, go ahead. And then Tony would go, if he said something to me one more time, Tracy, I'm going to punch him in his face. Then I have to go, Tony, if you touch my grandchild, you're gonna die, period. If you think that it's okay for you to touch my grandchild, as much as I love you, chaos. But it was, if I'm arguing, his wife and my son are on the floor laughing because they see the funny and the crazy. I mean, I miss those days. That's what I was telling my son yesterday. I miss the chaos and the fun and the ugly and, oh, child. And the togetherness of food and eating and driving. Sometimes whole generations would be driving in this little tiny red car, the car of the emoji. And how did we all not die in that car? I don't know. But it was so much fun. And my son insisting upon playing music I don't relate to. And I don't say nothing. And Ezra sitting in the back seat with me, arguing with me about how the green parrots are not my birds. They're everybody's birds, Dory. And I was like, no, Ezra, you didn't even know about the green birds until I told you. They're everybody's birds, Dory. And he was right. He was teaching me something. Back to prosperity message. Stay positive. Make a commitment to remain in high vibration, thoughts, and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, TikTok, it will seem as if you align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all. Like magic, you will just get there. So what's all the fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by, I promise you. Protection message. Have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? There's nothing to fear. You will never run out of time for the important things in your life. The miracles that are yours and yours alone cannot be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands with guides and angels and God and the universe, hovering in invincible spaces with Jesus and your angels and your ancestors. Man, this is beautiful, guys. Ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Spirit will never deny you your highest good. All is yours in divine, appropriate timing. You can relax. You can relax. Is anybody else losing time? I keep losing time. Last I checked yesterday, it was 8:30. And when I looked up again, it was 10 minutes to 12. But it just looked like I didn't do anything but change my bed sheets and watch Catfish. I had lost hours, but that's been happening for the past 2 weeks a lot. Anybody else having anything similar? Time is escaping you, escaping me. Anybody start to go to work from your driveway and just end up at your job? Anybody? Is it just me? Am I crazy? Time is of essence. Oh, child. All right, guys. Oh, Tiffany sent me the... Oh, this is so nice of you. It's good. It's good, child. This deck, Escribo Gems. At Escribo Gems on IG, YouTube. Please go to at Escribo Gems. This is where I get all of my gems from. I've got this thing with hearts, right? I love stones with hearts. And I love Merkabas. But I've got this thing with hearts. So all of my hearts have come from Escribo Gems. And my precious Merkaba. I love Merkaba because it's about 5 dimension. I just want to show you guys. Did I ever save her? Should have saved her. Oh, here she is. For YouTube, that's Escribo Gems. And for IG, this is where she does her live post for all her gems, Escribo Gems. All right. So she's the one that sent me this amazing deck. Tick tock. Tick tock. Let me just bring it a little closer. Tick tock. Tick tock. I love the way Spirit talks through me. I am very honored on how it flows easily through me. I just want to talk about full moon in Aquarius. I was thinking about bringing another deck on, some of the ones that I've normally used, and then Spirit was like, no, use this new one. And I was talking back to Spirit because I was like, Spirit, I didn't get a chance to look it over though. So I don't know if I want to just open it up. I knew I could relate to the herb crafters, right? I knew I could relate to Kuan Yin. I knew. But I was like, I don't know what this wisdom of Oracle is going to feel like. And Spirit was like, just use it. Tick tock. It's so appropriate. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Tiffany. Oh, this is so sweet. This has really made my day. I debated on whether or not I should even come on live. I've just been going through it, but look at God. Sometimes God has you do something that helps yourself. Right? Yes, Sylvester, you do feel that time is moving fast? Cassandra, why are you on a Halter monitor? Cassandra, there's just way too much stress. You really need to just get out of stress. That's not necessary, I promise you. Time never stops. I'm crying. Very powerful. Oh. When I get you to cry, that means I got in there. I stripped away. Time won't slow down. Time can disappear. Time has been disappearing on me. But you're absolutely right. It won't slow down. And you don't have to catch up to it. What you need to do is worry about today. Yep. Colette Brown Reed. Yep. All right, guys. I'm going to get going. Thank you again, Escribo Gems. Tiffany, thank you so much. This was so appropriate for today. That is just... It warms my heart that this deck reached so many souls. So, thank you. Tomorrow, the horoscopes. I love you all. Take it easy. For your own personal reading, TraceyBrownlive.com. Tell your friends about me. I am no joke. Am I?
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown, Tracey Brown. Tracey Brown Live. Tracey Brown.